my god, it's happening. Hi everyone, it's happening. It's a new video. I actually thought it had been way longer than it's actually been since I made a video. I think it's been like 2 months. So it's not too bad. I haven't been gone for that long. So now the good news is that I have been able to watch quite a few TV shows. When I was putting together my list, I was like, oh, I've actually watched quite a few shows that I can talk about. So that's a good thing. And yes, we're going to talk about my favorites for, I think it's May, June, and July. So let's start with Sense8. I know I'm like super late to the party because people have already been talking about this show for so long, but I only recently got into it. I think I got into it in May. And I like watched the first 2 seasons, really loved it. I haven't watched the final movie yet that just came out. I was finishing a few other shows first, and then now it's gonna be like next step on my list. And I think there's a part of me that doesn't want it to end, so I'm kind of like, maybe I'll just wait. That way it's still here and it's not over yet. It's about 8 strangers that find themselves connected in some way, like they can sort of talk to each other, but they're all over the world. I will say that you have to give it a few episodes to really get into it because they have to establish sort of what's happening before the story can start moving on. So yeah, just give it a shot. On my block. I don't even know how I found out about this. I think because I follow Netflix on Twitter, and then they were retweeting a lot of people that were excited about On My Block being renewed. And I was like, what is On My Block? Maybe I should watch it. It sounds like a cool show. Oh my god, it was so good. It's a coming of age story following 4 friends living in South Central Los Angeles. And then the way it ends, I was like, yeah, no wonder people were excited that there's a new season because yeah, we need to know what happens next. So highly recommend it if you enjoy coming of age stories. It's very addictive. I think I watched it in like a day or 2 because I just couldn't stop. It's very easy to watch. The Handmaid's Tale season 2. Pretty intense season 2. I actually ended up watching it with a friend, and it made it so much more fun to watch it. Like we would watch it together, and then we would like go crazy and, you know, talking at the television together. It was a lot of fun. By the end of it, we were like up on our feet going like, what are you doing? No! If you've seen the final episode, then you'll know what we're talking about. We were like on our feet like, what's happening? Timeless season 2. Did I talk about Timeless last time? I can't remember. But regardless, sort of a bittersweet mention because we know the show has been canceled. So it's not coming back, which I'm very upset because when I watched the finale, it was such a great ending that I was like, they gotta renew the show, right? I mean, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? I mean, why wouldn't they? And they didn't, so. I still recommend you watch it. I think I love season 2 even more than season 1, but that finale, whew. 3% season 2. Now, I'm not done watching season 2 yet, but I did want to mention it because I'm enjoying it. It's definitely different than the first season. I think I enjoyed the first season better because you actually see the characters going through the process, which I thought was a lot of fun. But this one is an interesting continuation to the story. I'm very curious how it will end. And I don't know if there's going to be a season 3 or not. It takes place in a future where all the kids that turn 18 go through a process that only 3% of them will come out of to go to like the good place. Not that the other ones die, but they just have to stay where they live, which is not really nice. And then the rest, the 3% that actually make it, get to go to this really fancy offshore kind of place. Troll Hunters, Tales of Arcadia. It's a Netflix show, animated show. It takes place in a town called Arcadia where trolls actually live beneath the surface, and we're just sort of unaware of that. And then we meet a 15-year-old kid named Jim who becomes the new troll hunter and is tasked to protect the trolls from the Gum evil trolls from the Badlands. So we follow his journey, you know, becoming the troll hunter and kind of accepting his destiny, and he has friends helping him, of course. It's a great journey. I enjoyed it so much. Now, the interesting thing about the show is that it's the first chapter in like a trilogy series of shows. So it's Troll Hunters, Tales of Arcadia. There are going to be 2 other shows that take place, I think, in Arcadia as well. And they're focusing on different things. I think one is going to be 3 Below, and then the other one is going to be called Wizards. Counterpart. And I don't think a lot of people have been talking about this show, but it's so good. It follows Howard Silk, who works at a United Nations agency based in Berlin. And he's been working there for like 30 years. But he doesn't really know what the facility really does or what it is there for. And he's about to find out. Turns out the agency oversees a crossing point to a parallel world that was created in the 80s. And ever since then, whatever happens in each world has diverged. So up until like 1987, we were living the exact same lives, and then when that door opened, we just kind of, each world is living something separate. And there are some agents that get to cross over from one world to the next, but most people don't know that even exists. And so it's kind of the world that the story takes place in. Acting is fantastic. J.K. Simmons is the one playing Howard Silk. And we get to see, of course, the two different Howard Silks from the two different worlds. It's pretty great because they're pretty different. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 5. It just came out on Netflix, this final season. So I just started watching it. I'm about halfway through. Really liking it. I was like, oh, I've missed Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But at the same time, I'm really glad that I waited to watch it all because I just get to watch it back to back to back to back. And that's a lot more fun for me because you get to see really the arc, and when it ends on a cliffhanger, you can just keep watching, you know? So that's great. Oh my God, it wasn't even on my list, but I just remembered that I actually watched this. I've been watching season 3. It was season 3 of Humans, the new season of Humans. And I think I'm just one episode away from finishing this season. And whew, that show, man. I mean, obviously I'm very much into all the AI stuff and everything that goes with it, the morality of it, of whether or not they're humans or what makes a human, and if they can have thoughts and feelings the way we do. Shouldn't they be considered equals? I mean, all of that fascinates me, which is probably why I also love, shows like Westworld and all of that. But yeah, Humans is delving into a lot of those questions this season and continuing on with a really good storylines. I also just started watching Killjoys because that just returned as well. So just watched the first episode. I'm really excited it's back. I still have to watch Into the Badlands, so that's on my list. I still haven't finished The 100 either. I'm behind on that one as well, so I just need to catch up on a few episodes, but also sometimes it's nice to kind of stack them up so I can just kind of go through all of them. Of course, as always, I would love to hear what you are watching and what you are enjoying. Maybe I can add some stuff on my list. In other news, I've been thinking about what kind of videos I want to keep doing on this channel because I don't know if it's enough to do just like favorites every 2 months. Although I guess maybe it's better than nothing. I think the problem is I'm watching a lot less TV. Are there any kinds of videos you're interested in watching maybe that I could do? Like a more kind of like Diary of a TV Addict where I just talk about a topic on television watching, or let me know. I'll just keep doing these videos as well. So if you enjoy these, then great. And if you want to keep up with me outside of YouTube, you can always follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Sandrine. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye. Oh, I forgot that I don't actually do the bye at the end of my videos. They just usually kind of fade away. I always forget to do that. Well, there you go. Here's the fadeaway.